The king of rock and roll built his empire by stealing the souls of others.
So, my darling, please surrender.
You've sung these anthems your whole life, but they hide a graveyard of forgotten creators, swindled and silenced by the industry.
Oh, my love.
Today, we're digging up the true heirs to the crown. Number 15. Hound Dog. You shook your hips to this without knowing the original howl came from a black woman from the Deep South. Big Mama Thornton recorded this blues track 4 years earlier. They paid her $500. Elvis heard a Vegas lounge band butchering it and decided to hijack its lifeblood. Thornton died in poverty, while the king raked in incalculable fortunes. That's just how the music business operated back in 1956. Cultural appropriation wasn't a polite parlor debate. It was simply the most effective business model. And that wasn't the only time he trampled on a pioneer of the era. Number 14. Blue suede shoes. You thought those blue shoes belonged to the King of Memphis by divine right. Carl Perkins wrote this anthem on a brown paper potato sack. He suffered a near-fatal car crash right when the song was exploding on the streets. While Perkins was wrapped in a full-body cast in a hospital bed, Elvis's manager smelled fresh blood and ordered him to record it. The perfect swindle, crowned with platinum sales. The industry shows absolutely no mercy for physical weakness. Going down injured meant losing your legacy in real time. A lesson other musicians learned the hard way. That's all right. This is the noise that supposedly invented rock and roll out of thin air. The official story claims it was spontaneous studio magic. The reality is that Arthur Crudup had been playing it in the darkest juke joints for 8 straight years. Crudup had to go back to working as a day laborer. He never saw a single dime of the millions generated by its global relaunch. They built the perfect teenage myth on the broken shoulders of a southern bluesman. But the looting didn't stop at the edges of the blues. Number 12. It's now or never. They sold you this ballad as the refined pinnacle of American pop. The machine needed to clean up the idol's rebel image after his stint in the army. They looked overseas and dug up a track from 1898. They took the melody, scrubbed it clean, and cashed in on over 20 million physical copies, a daylight robbery of Neapolitan culture.
It's now or never, my love.
Pop music always knew how to disguise ancient material as absolute urgency.
It's now or never, my love.
Let's move on to a much darker, emotional theft. Number 11. Always on my mind.
Maybe I didn't treat you.
He used his own divorce as a lethal campaign to steal Brenda Lee's thunder The very same year her version was released. He wasn't a tormented genius. He was a calculating opportunist.
You were always on my mind.
His version smashed the heartbreak charts, commercializing his tears in record time. Someone else's drama always makes a quick buck. Number 10. Suspicious Minds. The ultimate anthem of maturity is actually a desperate recycling job.
Here we go again.
Mark James released it and failed miserably in 1968. Elvis was sinking commercially and desperately needed a lifeline. His team hijacked the composition instantly. They recorded it at 4 in the morning. It was the last #1 hit he saw in his lifetime, cementing a monumental rescue on the corpse of someone else's failure.
I can't walk out because
Sometimes, success isn't pure talent. It's the sheer hunger for survival of a declining empire. That same hunger drove him to rummage through even dustier trunks. Number 9. Are you lonesome tonight? The saddest monologue in radio history doesn't have a single autobiographical bone in its body.
Are you lonesome tonight?
Charles Hart recorded it in the 1920s. The wife of Elvis's manager loved it and forced the singer to revive it as an inescapable personal favor.
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight.
The king hated recording the spoken word section. He did it with the studio lights completely off. He sold millions, simulating the pain of abandonment that he didn't even feel.
Is your heart filled with pain?
Authenticity in music was always just a well-packaged illusion. And that machine swallowed another great artist without an ounce of mercy. Number 8. Mystery Train.
16.
Junior Parker birthed this dark locomotive. 2 years later, the very same record label handed it on a silver platter to their new White Star, just to move records. Whitewashing the blues was the foundational scam of the business. They sold packaged rebellion by stomping on the original sweat of the city outskirts. Let's jump right ahead. But before we get into the heaviest hitters, back in those days, you bought a record based on its cardboard sleeve, trusting it blindly. Ignorance was the perfect shield to sell the exact same song twice, and they knew it. Number 7. Crying in the Chapel.
Me crying in the chapel.
The spirituality of this recording hides an incredibly cold commercial maneuver.
Just a plain and simple child.
Darryl Glenn made it a hit in the 50s. By the 60s, Elvis's fame was in a total nosedive. Executives dusted off a rejected Christian take from 5 years earlier.
I've searched and I've searched, but
It was calculated redemption. Faith used as a financial parachute that handed him millions in sales overnight, without lifting a finger. In the entertainment industry, even religion is a pawn when the numbers are bleeding red.
Search and you'll search, but you'll never find.
And those old European tricks went right back to work immediately. Number 6. Surrender.
When we kiss,
Italian seduction passed through a cheap American plastic filter.
when we kiss, my heart's on fire.
Once again, they raided the cemetery of 1902, Torna a Sorrento, was a majestic piece that they butchered to fit the pop radio format.
Oh, my darling, please surrender.
It hit the absolute top of the charts in both the US and the UK in one fell swoop. No one asked about the true author while the dollar bills were raining down.
Let us take this night of magic.
Appropriating classical culture was the favorite sport of the era's music moguls.
Be mine.
Let's move on to a much crueler, more direct clash of the titans. Number 5. You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin'.
Like before, in your fingertips.
He crushed the Righteous Brothers' masterpiece right on the Vegas stage. He took a sacred anthem and turned it into an overloaded spectacle dripping with rhinestones.
If you would only love me.
He didn't want to pay tribute to anyone. He wanted to demonstrate absolute dominance on the most frivolous stage in the world, trampling on someone else's pride. Number 4. Unchained Melody.
Oh, my love.
The cry of a physically broken man that everyone mistook for pure romance.
Time goes by.
Todd Duncan performed it first. But this 1977 version hides the agonizing breath of a heavily medicated idol standing on the edge of the abyss.
To the open arms. Oh.
Weeks later, he was dead. Sales skyrocketed, wildly posthumously, cashing in on the morbid curiosity of his final, out-of-tune notes.
Time goes by.
We always loved consuming the tragedy of others, disguised as a musical epic.
I need your love.
Paul Simon understood this mechanism better than anyone. Number 3. Bridge Over Troubled Water.
When you're weary.
A theft so massive that the creator himself had to publicly surrender.
Tears are in your eyes.
Simon and Garfunkel had it sitting at the top of the world. Elvis saw the fresh hit and decided to snatch it away, injecting it with colossal gospel arrangements.
Just can't be found like.
Paul Simon admitted feeling completely humiliated when he heard the recording. The sheer magnitude of the vocals forced him to bow down and lay down his arms. Sometimes the thief is so imposing that the victim ends up giving a standing ovation. Brace yourself, because we are entering swampy territory. Number 2. The Wonder of You. The eternal anthem that echoed through Vegas is actually an exhumed corpse from the late 50s.
When no one else can understand me.
Ray Peterson was the rightful owner of this hit. Elvis convinced Peterson to sign over the rights with a manipulative phone call, promising he would never ruin it.
Wonder.
He kept his superficial promise, but at an incredibly high cost. This was the dress rehearsal for the ultimate heist, the definitive romantic deception that crossed entire centuries.
Never know the reason why.
Behind his perfect smile, there was always a ruthless hunter of other people's copyrights. Which brings us directly to the greatest deception of his entire career. Can't Help Falling in Love. You swore this divine melody was written exclusively for the king's blue eyes.
Wise men say.
Hundreds of couples dance to this. It is the definitive soundtrack of love, But the undeniable reality is that they stole an old French romance from 1784.
If I
Plaisir d'amour was stripped of its essence, the language was changed, and they sold it to teenagers who knew absolutely nothing about the 18th century. That is how the deception was cemented, with over 10 million copies sold.
like a river flows surely to the sea.
In the end, America's biggest idol wasn't a creator. He was the greatest salesman of second-hand souls in history. Every song has a hidden history just like this. Let's keep exploring them together.